going on? We are back in black in the building. Shout out to everybody at the Court Plantation doing what they need to do to survive. Man, we made it back another day. Another 10 cents for us. Another $350,000 for the Dominant Society. But anyway, we gonna move on. Roll call. You know I gotta do the roll call, man. Y'all know I gotta do the roll call. Starting with the homies. Tanya, Latanya, Arizona, all day, every day. Shout out to them. Shout out to my family, my peoples. Las Vegas, Nevada, stand up. 89108, 89115, 89106, 89. Y'all know what the fuck it is. So shout out to y'all. All my siblings. Shout out to homegirl Jarek in Las Vegas, Nevada as well. Man, shout out to my sister. My two sisters that put me up on game. That is Shawnee, Philly in the building, stand up, and Erica, Florida in the building, stand up. Y'all gonna always hear me mention them because to me, I feel like we started at the same time. We was all listening to Boyce Watkins and all this other shit. And, you know, we still keep in touch and say what's up. Shout out to the homegirl Erica again and Shawnee. Much power and respect to both of them sisters. They enlighten me all the time and give me good advice and stuff like that. And no, it ain't none of y'all damn business what we talk about. God damn. Anyway, so shout out to those sisters. Shout out to my OGs, my brother, James Youngblood, Texas in the building. Dave for No Compromise, Georgia in the building. James Youngblood, you was definitely right about that comment that you left. You was definitely right. We shouldn't have to do all that. So I stand corrected. Hey, that's why you gotta have OGs, man. You gotta have people that are more knowledgeable and see things differently from you so they can kind of let you know, like, nah, Warren G, it need to be this way, not that way. So shout out to my brothers. Shout out to, last but not least, the homegirl, Melina from North Carolina, aka North Kakalaka. Shout out to my sister. Shout out to everybody out there, man. Man, we got a great one for y'all. While y'all up there talking about P. Diddy and all this other shit, 50 Cent going at King Combs, we got Bob Menendez, a senator, stealing. This is the shit that I'm talking about. And we gonna get into it today. Let's get it. Man. You know I got audio. Y'all know I do. Shit, we about to. No. Man. Yeah. Let's see what we can get first. Cause this man, I mean, just stealing.
So you think you know Wix, but do you really?
I know we don't know about the motherfucking commercials.
Jury selection begins today in Senator Bob Menendez's federal corruption trial. The New Jersey Democrat and his wife are accused of accepting gold bars and other gifts as bribes in exchange for favor.
See, now while we so focused on Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, who we all know and love, including white folk, and the Freaknik documentary, which was some bullshit. Like my brother Dave from No Compromise said. He said, you need to go to, I forgot what he said, Woodstock. Dave from No Compromise was like, Warren G, you need to go to have you ever read up on Woodstock? And I was like, nah. He's like, man, that's the most foul bullshit that they ever had going on. But anyways, while we worried about P. Diddy and all these bogus charges against foundational Black Americans, Mr. Bob Menendez, all you Biden motherfucking central motherfuckers that want to vote for Biden and Trump is badness, the less of the two evils, they both evil. They both ain't done anything to eradicate the system of racism and white supremacy and establish a system of justice. But while we so busy paying attention to P. Diddy and everybody shitting on P. Diddy and everybody shitting on him, Mr. Menendez is just racking up gold bars and shit. We didn't say money. This motherfucker taking gold bars. So what does that tell you?
For foreign governments. Menendez has denied any wrongdoing. The 70-year-old lawmaker has refused to say if he will resign if he's convicted. Christina.
What's so cold about the dominant society and their minions? When they fuck up, they will not resign. And nobody will call them out to resign. Everybody, like I said, remains on code. So now my question to all of my FBA brothers and sisters, and non-FBA as well, if you're black, why is it we don't establish a code as Nelly Fuller Jr. talks about? How come we can't chastise Puff Daddy in private? Yep, he's done awful things. Yep, his kids have lived a life of luxurious privilege. Yep, we long to have our family and friends and cousins live a life of privilege. Yep, but why is it we still don't establish a code? When's the last time you saw a dominant society, poor motherfucker, talking shit? I mean, blatantly talking shit about a dominant society person that's in a position of power. I'm talking about to the point where they're drawing attention to themselves. They don't do that. Shout out to Meek Mill. I even saw how he was just kind of like, damn, man, like, why y'all going at P. Diddy and doing, like, some of it is extra. But y'all already know, Dave, y'all know how I am. You know when I go looking for the shit, like, okay, I want to see who else is corrupt out here, because they gonna keep that a secret. Like Harvey Weinstein shit got taken away, overturned. There's more out there.
And from CBS News New York is covering this trial for us. Christina, good morning.
Good morning. Today is the first day of Senator Bob Menendez's corruption trial, and it begins with jury selection. This is now,
which will probably be all white and some anti-black racists in training. So it'll probably be that.
the second time in 7 years the senator has been accused of corruption. The first time ended with a hung jury. This time.
How do you end with a hung jury if somebody was corrupt? How does that work? But Marilyn Mosby is in prison. They made her go to prison and publicly humiliated her. But Bob Menendez, oh, it was a hung jury. Stop, man. This is what I mean by we need to be on code. We too busy, yeah, nigga, and that's what he getting. Puff Daddy was fucking over everybody. We get that, and I understand, and I get it, and he's wrong for that. But sometimes we got to be on code in public, and in private, we got to get motherfuckers' asses, for real.
His wife is also implicated. The 70-year-old New Jersey Democrat and his wife are accused of accepting bribes from 3 New Jersey businessmen and performing a variety of favors in return, including meddling in criminal investigations and taking actions benefiting the governments of Egypt and Qatar. Prosecutors allege in return, the couple received a stash of gold bars, nearly $500,000 in cash, and a new Mercedes-Benz convertible. One of the businessmen, Jose Uribe, has already pleaded guilty. The 2 others will be tried alongside Mr. Menendez. The senator's lawyers have suggested in court papers that he will defend himself in part by claiming that his wife kept him in the dark about her dealings. She was supposed to be a part of the same trial, but a judge postponed her case recently until July due to a medical condition.
Right. Due to a medical condition, let's just postpone yours. And by the way, Mr. Menendez, blame it on her. And then once you blame it on her and say you were in the dark, then we can try her and she can blame it on you. And then no double jeopardy will be attached and nothing will happen and you'll walk away scot-clean because you're a part of our system and you enforce the system of racism, white supremacy. You do not care to establish a system of justice. And that's what we're going to do, is just maintain it.
The senator has repeatedly refused calls to resign. He is up for re-election this November and has spoken about possibly running as an independent if he is acquitted during.
That's how bold they are. Well, I'm not going to resign. I'm just going to run as an independent. I don't want to be a Democrat anymore. You know how many black folk would be under the jail stealing like that? But we so busy focused on everybody else in our community while they over there stealing. It reminds me of don't be a menace while drinking your juice in the hood. Don't be a menace to society while drinking your juice in the hood when they was in the liquor store. While the Asian people were up here talking shit to the brothers, the white boy was just walking around stealing the whole time. And that's exactly what's going on to this day.
Trial. Anne Marie, Vlad, back to you.
Christina, thank you. Scott McFarlane is joining us now with more on this trial. So, Scott, this is not the first time Menendez has faced corruption charges. In 2017, his case ended in a mistrial. Can you tell us about that and how this case is different from the previous case?
There were some symmetries, Anne-Marie. This was also a bribery case in 2017 in which Senator Menendez was accused of enriching himself by exchanging official government favors, this time for an eye doctor from Florida with whom he had a personal relationship. But there's one big difference, and it's unmistakable. In 2017, when the jury hung and the case was not brought again by prosecutors, there was no co-defendant with whom he was living, a wife. This case has got his wife as a variable, and it's quite a striking difference because not only is he accused of partnering with his wife to enrich the family for a Mercedes, for the gold bars, for the stacks of cash in exchange for official favors, but as was just mentioned, it's quite possible as he musters his defense beginning today, he implicates his wife as somehow responsible for these alleged acts.
Exactly. And then I'm going to get found not guilty. And then when she tries, she'll just blame it on him. What do you think they're going to do?
That's quite a difference, even though it was a bribery case then, and it's a bribery case now.
Yep.
As you know, Scott and Anne-Marie, a lot of political analysts have weighed in on this. Donald Trump every day gets in front of the cameras and talks about a witch hunt, that this trial, his case. The prosecution should have never brought up this case for prosecution. But you can see here the Justice Department acting in equal manners, both a Republican and a Democrat that are now being investigated for.
Yeah, but they didn't act in the manner. If this was brought up on him in 2017, they would have made an example out of him in 2017 and been like, nah, guilty. Even if he had hung jury, the Department of Justice should have been like, well, we find you guilty, so you're going to federal prison because we're looking at the facts. No, they don't do that. They just sit back and watch, and hopefully it'll go away and something else big will come up, and these dumb niggas will get distracted by something else. That's why everybody's so distracted. No, I got love for 50 Cent, but I never really see 50 Cent going at the dominant society. He only go at our own people, and that's the only issue that I have. And shout out to Benzino because he called Eminem's ass out, and he got no praise from nobody. Nobody sat up there and said, hey, man, I side with Benzino on the mere fact that no diss to Eminem, but damn, bro, you're making all kinds of money in our culture, and I don't never hear you going out there and publicly shaming the dominant society for racism and white supremacy. How you gonna benefit from our culture and don't call these other motherfuckers out? But you up here, you're a bloodsucker of the poor. That's what you are.
What the prosecutors say are crimes. And what's remarkable is Menendez has taken sort of the same tact to use as the former president. Now, he's also announced that he's not going to run again as a Democrat. What does that mean?
I remember covering the 2017 case, Vlad, and when Senator Menendez emerged after that hung jury, he said, you know, those who are digging my political grave, I'll remember that. I'll remember you tried to get me out of government through this case. He's making a very similar argument now that he thinks this is political, that it's unfounded. He's insisting he's innocent.
No, he was stealing like he was stealing before. He just didn't get caught because of the complexion, and he had the protection. And the jury showed him the affection. So he already know what it is. I don't want to hear none of that bullshit.
Pleaded not guilty, hasn't ruled out testifying in his own defense, and has opened up the potential, the possibility of somehow running as an independent as we get closer to Election Day if he's acquitted. And Democrats are going to go with a different nominee this year. But Senator Menendez has not precluded the possibility he again tries to win re-election in a state he's been serving in government for since he was 20 years old.
See, this is man, y'all don't.
Emergence to the U.S. Senate in 2005 was a seminal moment in his career and a transformative moment for New Jersey politics. And he hasn't ruled out the possibility, if he can get through this criminal case with an acquittal, that he tries somehow to cling on to that seat.
Man. I just thought that I would run that by everybody's mental. And the reason why, because I'm like, man, even after the Diddy shit dissipates, here we go again with somebody. And like I said, I got love for 50. I got love for everybody but 50. They like you because you go at niggas. You don't go at the dominant society. I got love for 15, but because he's our brother. But god damn, bro, sometimes we have to understand this, man. You have to look at things in a different context. I get it, Eminem is responsible for your career, but Eminem don't give a fuck about no black people. And if he made any type of song calling anybody a nigga bitch, monkeys, ain't no apologizing. There's nothing really you can say to me, and you still were able to benefit off our culture? Man, stop. And that's what I don't like about that. That's my disagreement with the Dr. Dre's, with them. Because it's like, he's not a rap god. And two, you are so removed from the ground root, the grassroots of hip hop culture. You don't care. You white people buy your music. If it was up to them, you'd be the greatest hip hop artist of all time. You'd be the dopest lyricist of all time. You should be the main one going out there and being like, hey y'all, I'm not even in the top 20 of MCs. I can name 20 MCs that are way better than me. They just don't get the same light and respect because they're not white. After you have stolen and borrowed and took from every MC before you, man, I got love for Royce the 5'9" and all them, but we're gonna have to disagree, bro. Not on that one. Because look at all these whitewashed or white politicians or dominant society politicians who get away with all these heinous crimes and nothing really happens. They get a slap on the wrist while we up here fighting each other. I remember, y'all can go back 2020, I did a podcast about these US senators stealing. And I remember right around COVID, the pandemic, when everybody had to stay at home and use the internet, some of these senators were buying hella stock in Citrix and stuff like that. Any type of home-based internet, they were just buying up a lot of stock because they knew that they were going to mandate that people had to stay home. And a lot of those senators got in a lot of trouble for that. And I did a podcast about it, and nobody even, I'm like, damn, bro, like, we don't care. Like, they hold us accountable for every goddamn thing, but we don't even want to hold them accountable for shit. Why does it have to get to the point where they kill a nigga for us to hold them accountable? We need to be holding them accountable at every fucking chance we get. Go on the Core Plantation and see how much they gonna hold you accountable compared to everybody else. But we'll look the other way. It's like, bro, and while they was buying up all the stock in the home internet services, foundational Black Americans and people that are poor and other racial groups that were poor, we were paying the dividends of that shit. We were paying the high-ass internet bills like Cox internet cable. Cox internet went from $80 a month. Soon as that pandemic hit, they started charging $180. I mean, they increased their shit by 100% type shit, and was laughing. I talked to her later on the phone. She's like, huh? And I said, okay, you think this shit is funny now? But you gonna see how funny this shit is when people start dropping y'all service and going somewhere else. Why you got U.S. senators and congressmen just stealing? I just don't understand this. But we'll sit up here and talk shit about our own people and encourage other people to do that shit. I get holding people accountable, and I understand that. But there's a time where you're like, all right, man, enough is enough. We gotta stop all this bullshit. That's all I'm saying. We have to wake up and understand what's going on, for real. But hey, man, go check Bob Menendez, 2017 hung jury, 2024. Let's bet he's found not guilty or hung jury. If they do find him guilty, now they want to make an example out of him. But the Democrats and the Republicans, look, I'm going to ask y'all this and I'm done. Who's holding the accountable? I'm going to say it one more time. Who's holding the accountable? And you're going to be like, man, Warren, what you mean? Why? So who's the moral compass over whom? Because they write the laws, write the policies, everything, they put it into law, but then they're the main ones breaking it. So who's holding them accountable? Oh, the DOJ? Well, how does that work? Because the DOJ is swayed by whoever is in office. Everything should be independent. Nobody should have views one way or another, because at the end of the day, it's not beneficial to foundational Black Americans. So again, Who is holding the accountable accountable? Who is it? Look at who it is. If the people that are in charge to hold people accountable, it was a hung jury, why couldn't the federal judge have just come, guilty, you going to prison? We don't need people out here thinking that that's okay, but motherfuckers want to talk shit about OJ when he passed away. So fuck Bruce Jenner and Caitlyn Jenner, or whoever the fuck he call himself or what he want to be today. You killed somebody and you didn't even go to prison. But you want to talk shit about OJ, then motherfuckers want to make it seem like it's not about race. When Mark Furman clearly was an anti-black racist and was upholding the system of racism and white supremacy. So that's why I wanted to finish with that. I want to drop a little tidbit on y'all. Mark Furman is a goddamn racist. Still to this day, it was then, planting evidence, doing all kinds of sucker shit. Had his ass on video saying nigga, he don't like niggas and all that shit. But motherfuckers want to talk shit about OJ. But don't nobody bring none of that shit up. Nobody brings any of that shit up. And why Kim Kardashian want to be the poster child of prison reform, then why don't you come out by apologizing about your mom and Faye Resnick and all those other people that OJ was fucking? Now all of a sudden the money is gone, OJ is gone. Now you want to find him guilty. Now all of a sudden he guilty. So no, I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate people coming to this country, the United States of America Incorporated, and making a mockery of anti-black racism. Some shit we've been dealing with since the inception of this goddamn country. Of course we was here before, but once the dominant side get up here, oh, hey, we got these rules for y'all now. It's like, wait, hold on. How these rules benefit us? So again, who's holding it accountable? Accountable. Who's holding them accountable? Because everybody want to use that, we got to hold people accountable. We got to hold people accountable. Okay, well then who's holding you accountable while you hold somebody else accountable? How do we not know that you're not possessing a biased moral compass when it comes to a person you're holding accountable? Because we are all human. So if we're human beings, then we need to look at it as such. And I'm going to say this, and y'all need to understand, at the end of the day, if we don't possess a code, we floating up the river without a paddle. Guilty, nigga. I'm done. Peace.